2023 is gearing up to be an absolutely massive year when it comes to games, with stuff like Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Starfield, Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 16. I could go on and on, but honestly, it's going to be a huge. But I mean, come on, that's not really why you're here, is it? I mean, we're an indie-focused channel, so that's what we're going to discuss. I want to list my 23 favorite indie games coming in 2023. We have stuff like some small hidden gems to some massive games that people have been waiting for years now. And hey, before we get into the actual list, drop a comment down below. Let me know what game you're most looking forward to in 2023. I'm making another video focused on the fan comments. So let's do it. Let's get into it. My 23 most anticipated indies of 2023. So I'll be going through this list in alphabetical order, starting here with A Space for the Unbound, a stunningly beautiful pixel art adventure game set in 1990s rural Indonesia that deals with overcoming anxiety, depression, and the relationship that you create with a girl with superpowers. The prologue is already available now on Steam, and you won't have to wait very long for the full release. It's out on January 19th. Blanc is a co-op adventure game that follows the journey of a wolf cub and a fawn stranded in the stark white and snowy wilderness of winter. The contrasting pair create an unlikely partnership in order to find their families after getting separated in a snowstorm. The game features both online or couch co-op to create heartwarming discoveries with whoever that you decide to play with. Blanc makes for a perfect Valentine's Day date as well. It's out on February 14th for both PC and Nintendo Switch. Cassette Beasts is a turn-based monster collecting RPG game. The retro cassette angle comes into play during combat. Record a monster to tape, play it back to take its form during combat. But the real hook is that during combat you can fuse any two monsters together to create a unique and hopefully deadly combination. Best of all, the game has been fully designed with co-op play in mind and is set to come to PC, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Dordogne is a narrative adventure game where you play as Mimi, a young woman visiting the house of her recently deceased grandmother who left her letters and puzzles to solve. Mimi will need to revisit her childhood memories and reconnect with the little girl who used to explore and marvel at the sights of Dordogne in France. This wholesome family story will surely hit home with anyone who's lost a grandparent and has found healing through revisiting memories. You can play it later this year on all major platforms.
Now she returns to her late grandmother's home.
Dredge has a simple setup. The game is a single-player fishing adventure game, but with a sinister undercurrent. Sell your catches, upgrade your boat, and search for long-lost buried treasures. But while you're at sea, you need to keep an eye on the time. Things aren't what they seem like in the dark. Dredge is coming to both PC and Nintendo Switch. Fall of Porcupine is a 2D narrative adventure game. The small town of Porcupine is warm and welcoming, with a ton of friendly faces to get to know. But anyone who's lived there for any length of time knows that people here aren't as honest as they pretend to be. Fans of Night in the Woods will feel right at home here with Fall of Porcupine. And you can play the prologue now on Steam as we wait for the full release, coming to all platforms. Goons, Legends in Mayhem is a frantic blend of arcade hockey and classic beat-em-up oozing with personality. Choose between 3 unique classes with their own abilities and power-ups as you make your way onto your typical backyard ice rink to fish markets and a constantly shifting ship at sea. The game is playable up to 6 players with truly explosive couch co-op and features a story mode that you can play alongside another friend. Keep an eye out, it's arriving to all platforms later this year. Gunbrella is a 2D noir punk action-adventure game where you play the role of a gruff woodsman on a quest for revenge armed with the titular Gunbrella, which is an umbrella but luckily also doubles as a firearm. Investigate the fallout of corporate exploitation in this rapidly diminishing world. Gunbrella has a pretty big pedigree behind it too, coming from both Devolver Digital and the devs behind Gato Roboto. You can check out the demo now, it's available on Steam. Metal Slug Tactics brings back the classic 90s run-and-gun arcade game by introducing it to a brand new genre, turn-based tactics. The game will feature the series' iconic detailed pixel art and animations, as well as the classic characters and bosses. Metal Slug Tactics smartly implements roguelike elements, new abilities and perks to keep the gameplay ever-changing and fresh. The game is coming to both Switch and PC later this year. Moonstone Island merges creature collecting games and life sims to create this charming world with over 100 procedurally generated islands to explore. Grow crops, befriend locals, and tame wild spirits to fight alongside you during your adventures. Moonstone Island should be on anyone's radar who's a fan of Stardew Valley, Pokemon, or 2D Zelda games, and it's set to release on both PC and Nintendo Switch. Planet of Lana is an absolutely gorgeous hand-painted adventure game where you play as a young girl on a rescue mission through a colorful world, inhabited by both cold machines and even stranger creatures. Fans of cinematic puzzle platformers like Inside or Limbo should really pay attention here. Planet of Lana is setting up to be an unforgettable experience, and it's coming to both PC and Xbox in the spring. Replace is a 2.5D sci-fi retrofuturistic action platformer where you play as an AI trapped inside of a human body against its own will. The game focuses on a single-player experience mixed with cinematic platforming and free-flowing action combat. The game combines both 3D and 2D art in an absolutely stunning way and takes a lot of influence from Blade Runner. Replace is coming to both PC and Xbox platforms this year. Sea of Stars is a turn-based RPG inspired by 16-bit games like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy. It tells the story of two children who combine the powers of the sun and the moon to perform magic. The combat here will keep you engaged with active time hits and massive multi-character combo attacks. And as you're seeing now, the game features some of the best pixel art ever seen, and it makes sense. It's the same team behind 2018's The Messenger. After a wildly successful Kickstarter campaign and years of development already, the game is set to release on all platforms in 2023. If there's another game with even more hype and anticipation behind it, it's Silksong right here, a sequel to the beloved 2017 hardcore Metroidvania Hollow Knight. Silksong has you playing as a lethal hunter Hornet as you journey to brand new lands, discover new powers, and battle hordes of bugs and beasts with over 150 new foes. Team Cherry has been pretty quiet and hard at work, but they have confirmed that the game is releasing in 2023 and will be coming to all platforms. Skate Story has you on a skateboarding journey to destroy demons and save other tortured souls as you ollie, kickflip, and grind your way through the ash and smoke of the underworld. The devil has offered you a deal: your freedom, but if you can skate to the moon and swallow it. You'll meet tortured souls and discover the truth behind the devil's weaknesses: humility, perseverance, and a gnarly backside tail slide. Skate Story is coming to PC in 2023. Snufkin, Melody of Moominvalley, has you adventure through Tove Jansson's beloved world of Moomins. As you play Snufkin on his magical journey to restore harmony and balance to Moominvalley, you'll be protecting it from the industrious park keeper. The game's wonderfully charming art matches its wholesome approach to gameplay. And if you're already familiar with Moomins, get ready to run into some of your favorite characters on PC and consoles. Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon before it has had an immense influence on gaming culture. Super Zoo's story shares a lot of the same DNA, but twists the whole concept with building and managing your own zoo. So after your father's passing, you take over the family's rundown island zoo. But as you build up your park, you need to take care of the animals and humans alike, and you might actually meet someone special. Super Zoo's story features over 70 different charming pixel art animals and actually some dinosaurs. You can get your hands on it later this year on PC. Tchia is an open-world adventure game set in a gorgeous tropical archipelago. You play as the titular Tchia as she sets off to rescue her father using a skill set similar to Breath of the Wild. But where Tchia stands apart is being able to take control of any animal or object that you can find with soul jumping. The freedom of exploration is unmatched in Tchia, and you'll need all your abilities to help find your father. The game is set to release early this year on PC and PlayStation platforms. The Last Faith is the unholy alliance of a Metroidvania and a Souls-like game. This brutal Metroidvania lets you loose in its gothic landscape as you explore the non-linear levels throughout snowy mountains and castles bathed in moonlight. With a successful Kickstarter campaign behind them, this Castlevania-inspired game is set to release on all platforms this year. The Plucky Squire starts off as an incredibly charming 2D action-adventure game before you literally jump out of the book to explore a fully realized 3D world. The malevolent Humgrump kicks Jot, your character, out of the book in order to change its story forever. So as Jot, you'll jump between 2D and 3D worlds in order to restore the book's true and happy ending. The gameplay looks always changing, from solving puzzles, boxing, flying around with a jetpack, and so much more. The Plucky Squire is coming to all platforms this year.
A world he never knew existed.
Season, A Letter to the Future, has you playing as Estelle as she leaves home for the first time with not much else other than her bicycle. You'll explore, meet new people, make recordings, all while cycling around in order to discover the season before it ends. This third-person road trip game is just around the corner. It's releasing on January 31st on both PC and PlayStation platforms.
Sounds like.
Two Falls, Nishu, Takuatshina has you immerse yourself in the harsh wilderness of 17th century Canada through the eyes of a young First Nations man, Maika, and Jeanne, a French woman who crossed the Atlantic in order to start a new life. Your decisions will impact their intertwining journeys as you see the same environments but through two different perspectives. For Maika, the forest is alive and familiar, but for Jeanne, everything is scary and kind of strange. These two points of views make you realize how one event can have two very different meanings, eventually finding yourself doubting your own beliefs. Look out for this unique narrative adventure game on PC later this year. And finally, the last entry, Venba, is a narrative cooking game where you play as an Indian mom who recently immigrated to Canada with her families in the 80s. You'll cook different recipes, restore lost dishes, and explore the story about family, love, loss, and more. In one scenario, you're preparing biryani for your son before he leaves for university, but the recipe is partially unreadable, so you'll need to revisit memories of preparing the same dish with your mother back in India. The distinctive visuals, music, and story of Venba give a completely unique place in gaming. And Venba is releasing this spring on both PC and Nintendo Switch. And so there you have it. Those are my 23 most anticipated indies of the year. There's way more that I could have included, but come on, it's not 2025 yet or 2027. So that's 23. But hey, let me know, what game did I miss? What game are you most anticipated for? Drop a comment down below. And hey, if you like this sort of stuff, don't forget, like and subscribe so you get to see more videos like this. Well, I've been David for the GDWC. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.